Welcome to Crazy History. Augustus Caesar was one of the 10 wealthiest men in history, with an estimated fortune today of around $4.6 trillion. However, he's not even close to the top position. Cleopatra's reign was closer to the moon landings than the Great Pyramid being built. Fox tossing was once a popular sport. Would involve a person throwing a fox as far and as high as they could. Since the end of World War I, over 1,000 people have died from leftover unexploded bombs. Tsutomu Yamaguchi, a naval engineer, incredibly survived both the Hiroshima and Nagasaki atomic bombings. Spartans were so rich that nobody had to work. When a Spartan boy reached adulthood and became a man, the Spartan state awarded him with an allotment of public farmland and a constituent number of slaves to work it. Alexander the Great conquered over 2 million square miles of the Earth's surface, all by the time he was 30. A pig was executed in France for causing the death of a child it had attacked. The pig was put on trial, found guilty of murder, and hanged. Count Dracula was inspired by the real historical figure, Vlad the Impaler, who impaled his enemies' bodies outside his castle in Wallachia, Transylvania. During World War I, the French built a fake Paris with a replica Champs-Élysées and Gare du Nord to mislead German pilots and protect the real city. Thomas Edison is often credited with inventions he didn't create, and many of his patents were borrowed from others. The Vikings, led by Leif Erikson, discovered America around 500 years before Columbus. In 2003, scientists conducted a study revealing that 1 in every 200 men shares a Y chromosome with Genghis Khan. The South African Railway once enlisted a baboon in its workforce, popular with Europe's elite during the 17th and 18th century. The sound produced by the 1883 Krakatoa volcanic eruption was so deafening that it ruptured the eardrums of individuals 40 miles away, circled the globe 4 times, and resonated audibly 3,000 miles distant. During World War II, Americans colloquially referred to hamburgers as Liberty Steaks, as the term hamburger sounded German. Before Julius Caesar's invasion, many Romans doubted the existence of Britain. It's estimated that roughly 97% of historical knowledge has been lost over time. In 1644, English statesman Oliver Cromwell banned the eating of pie. He declared it a pagan form of pleasure. Before the 19th century, dentures were made from dead soldiers' teeth. After the Battle of Waterloo, dentists ran to the battlefield to seek out teeth from the thousands of dead soldiers. Winston Churchill typically smoked 8 to 10 cigars a day, sometimes as much as 15. Back in the 16th century, the wealthy elite used to eat dead bodies. It was rumored the cadavers could cure diseases. In ancient Asia, death by elephant was a popular form of execution. Pope Gregory IX, during his reign, associated cats with devil worship and ordered their extermination. Some believe the reduction in cat populations may have allowed rats to proliferate, potentially contributing to the spread of the Black Death in the 1300s. Alexander the Great was potentially buried alive due to a neurological disorder known as Guillain-Barré syndrome. There's a belief that he may have been paralyzed and mentally aware at the time of his burial. Before they became famous for their box office hits, The Avengers was also the name of a group of Jewish assassins who hunted Nazi war criminals after World War II. They were responsible for poisoning 2,283 German prisoners of war. Napoleon Bonaparte, the renowned conqueror, once faced an unusual attack by a horde of bunnies. He had organized a rabbit hunt for himself and his men, but when the rabbits were released, they charged relentlessly, creating a comical and unexpected scene. The world's most successful pirate in history was a woman named Qing Shi. Initially a prostitute in China, she was purchased and married by the commander of the Red Flag Fleet. Her husband regarded her as his equal, and she became an active pirate commander in the fleet. 1834, an Ohio physician named John Cook marketed ketchup as an effective treatment for indigestion. The Cuban dictator Fidel Castro was targeted to be killed by a large range of foes, including political opponents, criminals, and even the United States, for a total of 600 attempts. Tactics included everything from an exploding cigar to a poisoned diving suit. In a desperate attempt to curb alcohol consumption during Prohibition, the U.S. government resorted to a deadly measure, poisoning industrial alcohol. This controversial decision, intended to deter bootleggers, resulted in a devastating outcome, with an estimated 10,000 deaths